Epa, Super Saiyan chicos and chicas. How you guys doing today? Hope you guys are doing pretty damn good. Alright, so reaction time. Boop. Alright. So I want to check out this video from Decodering. So I know the guy name is Jeremy. I'm subscribed to him. And there's my personal Gmail or YouTube. I gave it premium, so I don't have to worry about ads. So I started watching it and I didn't finish. And now I see this another one that MoistCritikal backtracks and backfires. I don't know if to check that one. And this one I'll probably do in a separate video. I don't really have that much time right now. So why I want to do this? Well, I'll explain as we go through it. So first, let's go into the video.
It's not okay.
He and his family, he and she and that family is making that decision for that child's life. If that's the path they want to go down, it's like choosing a fucking sport. You can do what you want to do.
No, it's not!
You
can do what you want to do?
No, it's not! You go play a sport, you quit, nothing changes. You cut off your you can't glue it back on. This guy's a brick, man. This guy's a brick. I thought he was smarter than this, man.
Well,
alright, so from the clip that Jeremy shows, right, and from the bit there, right, seems like for whatever reason they were talking about kids that want to change their I don't know which word. I'm not sure if gender is a bad word for YouTube, but change their gender. And basically, Charlie is basically saying that, you know, it's between the, from the little bit I heard, unless I misunderstood, between the parents and the kid. And I guess Nico probably going against it, and then that random dude that I've never seen before reacting and started, like, you know, he went crazy about it. And I understand, right? So, you know, I have a kid myself. Well, I have two kids, and I myself wouldn't want them to go through any of those process, right? Because first of all, I feel like they're kids and they shouldn't be going through it, and many more stuff. But again, that's my personal thing, right? My kids are my kids. I decide for my kids what's right, right? As long as I'm not abusing them or nothing bad, I am the parent. Right? And that's how it's always been. My parents decide for me, and I'm deciding for them. Their parents decide for them, and so on. Same with you guys, same with everyone, right? Now, one thing I want to say is I don't understand why it is that people look up to YouTubers, content creators, Twitch streamers, whatever fuck you are, and act like we like. I can't say we because I'm not even part of it, because I don't consider myself a big YouTuber. But let's say in the future, if I were to, none of them are like, Charlie is not a person for you to go and try to get life lessons from, right? Charlie just fucking plays video games and reacts to goofy ass shit. And time to time to drama. Basically, that's it. You're gonna get the news from him and his take. His take is his take. It's his opinion. There's no reason to go after him. If the other guy with the beard there, I think he had a beard, that went bonkers, if his opinion is different, that's fine. He's allowed to his opinion. Charlie is allowed to his opinion. Right? Everyone's allowed to their opinion. Now, just because you watch Charlie, I watch Charlie. I don't agree with what he said, in a sense, like, I wouldn't want that for my kids. I have two. But that doesn't mean anything. He has his opinion. If he feels like it's between the parents, like he said, then that's fine. Charlie is not going to change my point of view. And he should not change anyone's point of view. Everyone should think for themselves. The only thing you could do is learn from other people thinking, understand why they think that way, how they got into that, you know, in that decision or whatever mindset. And then if you have your own, continue yours. Or if you feel like there is better, then you manipulate it and change your mind. That's the only thing. It's opinion. That's it. So don't look up to YouTubers, Twitch streamers, or none of us as, and again, I include myself, but as like a fucking thing of knowledge. We are not doctors. We are not politicians. We are not none of this shit. We don't know what the fuck we're talking about half of the time. Anyway, let's continue. I'm sorry I took so long. It was so much for me to say. Let's continue.
Well, this week has been interesting. We've seen the Mr. Beast slash Chris Tyson issues really draw a clear line of delineation between YouTubers who used to everyone used to think, oh, they're just so base, they're so cool, and people who like are not lunatics. This whole thing is revealing a lot of people's own wild opinions.
Oh, okay, but YouTubers are not lunatics because of, you know, Ava Tyson or Chris Tyson, whatever, Chris Tyson's decision. That doesn't make him a lunatic. Look at Dr. Disrespect. He's another person that did stuff like that. There's EDP, the infamous EDP. Doesn't make them lunatics. They're just not good people. That's it.
And there was a debate on Friday between a very, very popular YouTube content creator, somebody who is an anointed one, in good favor of YouTube, goes by MoistCritikal or Penguin Zero or Charlie. It doesn't really matter.
I don't like how he says that, like, most favorable by YouTube. How is he for? I don't know. Maybe he is, but I don't see. Like, I started watching Charlie because I watched one of his video and I like his video and I kept watching him. YouTube didn't force me. I get recommended people that have like 10 views sometimes, and maybe I'll watch them, and if I don't find their content good, I just don't watch them. You guys probably found me somehow too, and if my content sucks, you guys don't watch me anymore. If you like it, then you continue. It's not, but whatever, fuck it. Let's just go in.
And Sneeko, revealing their
the
true
best guy,
opinions
the smartest
on a wide
guy
variety of things. Now,
on every platform.
I want to put this out first. So they were debating, I guess, at one point during this debate, whether or not somebody who is like 21 should marry somebody who is 15. No, they should not. That's gross. Okay. I know Sneeko's fan. People think just because I disagree with MoistCritikal on this that I'm automatically siding with Sneeko. No, that's weird. That's messed up. I don't care what they did 200 years ago. I don't care what certain religions say. It's not okay. They both took incredible L's in this. Sneeko ended up winning, but
I don't know how Sneeko won. But anyway, so yes, you could you could disagree. Like I could disagree with that take from Charlie, for example. It doesn't make him less base or not. It doesn't make him a lunatic. And besides that, doesn't make him take a now. It's just his fucking opinion. Sneeko is disgusting because now his shit is really bad. His shit is you with minors. And that in every part, at least in the Western part, that's not right. And it's like not right. You shouldn't be with minors. And it seems like Sneeko might be attracted to minors for whatever reason. And eventually, I'm pretty sure he might get exposed because if he thinks like that, he says that, he eventually is going to end up in the end of being exposed for it. I wouldn't be surprised. But anyway, let's continue.
But the debate, but at what cost? You know, I don't really think that, you know, that age difference is something that I want to talk about. I'm not dying on that hill. It's a wild debate to even have. But during this debate, Charlie not only referred to children getting life-altering surgery to affirm their dysmorphia, okay, as the same thing as playing sports, he also believed that it was totally fine for them to have life-altering surgeries, just as long as their parents agree.
So, okay, maybe Charlie should have not compared it to sports, right? Maybe not. But sports, you can change your sport at any time, and it doesn't affect you in any way, shape, or form. That's I would say that's an L opinion, a L take, L whatever the fuck it is, right? Charlie did fuck up there. Now the other part is, again, I don't agree with children, even going through the parents like that, like because it's something that you should, in my opinion, you shouldn't do, right? The children are children; they don't know what the fuck they want or what they are or anything until they get older. But if all parties agree, if all the parties agree, and they want to go for it, that's their decision. Let them deal with the consequences. Same way as we have people that a lot of times will go into a fucking car drunk and start driving, right? That's their decision. And sometimes they are not alone. They go with their whole family. That's their whole decision. All of them. Maybe the kids, again, because their kids don't know that driving drunk is a good idea, but at least a partner or any other adults involved, right? So that's their decision. They deal with the consequences. All right? Everything is about consequences and everything is about their decision. I am not going to come here and impose my belief on anyone, and no one should do it to me, right? As long as I'm not harming others or even my children again. Now, it could be my opinion or your opinion that going through that process is harming the kid, but to the people going through the process and the parties involved, they feel like it's a life, like, it's something that will save their life, right? And that's one thing that they always say. So that's their views. That's our views. They are not killing the kid, right? They're not killing them. So in the end of the day, that's their decision and consequence. Charlie probably also sided with that because he probably doesn't want to have to deal with the group, which is understandable. We don't know where Charlie comes from. Like, we don't know everything. So in the end of the day, it's his fucking opinion. Now, his take with the sport, yeah, that was probably fucked up. Like, not fucked up. It is an L. Fine. Okay, who cares, right? Who fucking cares? But again, let's continue.
Certainly, certainly these parents wouldn't be compelled to do any of this kind of stuff for clout. It's not like how many of Megan Fox's kids are all trans? All of them, like 100% or something like. It's not like people are compelled to let their kids do this stuff for internet clout.
Who fucking cares? That's their decision. That's their cross to fucking carry. If all those kids got manipulated by the parents to do it, then that's their decision. Maybe in the future, kids that went through that and it was against their, because of their being kids, they could sue their parents. And that'll be something that would maybe happen, right? But in the end of the day, it's their decision. Same way as a parent will teach their kids about religions or something like that. That's between the family. Because religion doesn't change your life physically, but mentally it does. All right? And you could kind of cause depression on kids depending on certain religion and certain ways going about the religion. All right? So in the end of the day, is there a decision? Is it clout? Jeremy, you don't have proof. You don't have fucking proof of his clout. We could all think it's clout. We could smell it that it's clout, but there's no proof. So in the end of the day, it's not facts. There's no proof.
So I think they're both. I think if you look at Sneeko, he is Muslim, and this is a Muslim value, this marriage thing. So he's not really going to take the L in his community. I don't think a 21-year-old should be marrying a 15-year-old. You want to talk about somebody who's 40 marrying a 20-year-old? That's fine by me. It's a weird issue, but in this particular debate, here's one thing. Now, again,
you're not a kid when you're 18.
This is the clip I found. This is a clip of Nick Merckx reacting, but you need to listen to how Charlie views how absolutely. I'm trying to be kind here. I know Charlie cooked me in a video one day, and I deserved that. And I'm not, I don't have any hostility, but what I'm concerned about is that he minimizes.
All right, come on, go for it.
These life-altering surgeries that Europe has.
This is why sometimes I haven't been watching his channel anymore, because I'm pretty sure he's gonna mention coffee brand Like he mentions it in every fucking video. But he just keeps on going longer and longer. I know I do the same thing, but it's like he just posted a clip in the beginning of the video, and now he's putting the same clip. At least I feel like it, because the same 51 second. So anyway, it's just like, let's get right into it. Is what I'm trying to say.
Now started to peel back and ban, and new, actual studies now prove that it's not really moving the needle on whether or not these people are happy and decide to stay on this planet. And we have a whole slew of detransitioners now who are telling their stories. Like, this is a big deal that you should not be, minimizing.
Let them carry their cross. You have to let people carry their cross. It's all about, the cause and effect. You do something, and then you get your whatever. I said it wrong, but whatever you do has have repercussion. Basically.
Listen to this.
He and his family, he and she and that family is making that decision for that child's life.
So what Charlie is saying here is that, oh yeah, if your 12-year-old wants to get a double mastectomy, as long as your parents agree, that's okay. That's literally his position. I'm not misrepresenting it. Let me tell you this unequivocally, that is not okay. And then
it is okay because it's between them. Is their kid. If their kid came to that conclusion, whether it was themselves or not, that's their decision. The parents, if they decide to go through it, that's their cross, man. That's their cross, man.
Doctor doing that should lose their medical license for life. Rule number 1 is do no harm. There is no medical reason to do this. It does not, as they tried to say for many years, reduce the likelihood of these people. This is how demonic these doctors in big trans medicine is. They only care about creating a lifetime patient, essentially. You end up in a situation where parents are lied to by these doctors.
First of all, that goes for every fucking conspiracy theory about pharmaceutical and every health institute in the United States that they haven't found the cure of cancer to keep you as a fucking patient. Well, then that will be for the fucking whole world, because China has not found it, Russia has not found it, fucking the Middle East hasn't found it, any fucking other country in the West hasn't found it. So then that means that everyone just don't want to cure cancer, and they prefer to have everyone on medication. I get what he's saying, the whole demonic. I get all that. Again, I would not apply this to my kids. So you guys could kind of get a feel with where I come from myself. But it's Charlie's fucking opinion. Let him have his opinion. Let those parents with their kid do whatever the fuck they want. In the end of the fucking day, is their decision. If there's any repercussion, that's for them to deal with. Jeremy is not going to deal with it. I'm not going to deal with it. Charlie, Sneeko, or whatever I forgot, Nathan, I think was his name. None of us are going to deal with it. So we should not really put in so much effort into bashing each other and talking oh, there's an L and shit. It's his opinion. The L take was the comparison. And now Sneeko takes L's. That guy loves the L's. He's into fucking minors. That's fucking different. That's so fucking different.
It happened to Elon Musk. Somebody who people think is extremely smart, okay? The doctors tell Elon Musk, well, if you don't put your kid on puberty blockers, they're going to leave this planet. They're going to, the 47% meme is not a joke. That's a real statistic. It's probably higher than nowadays, okay?
I don't think that Elon Musk got convinced by a doctor. He probably felt okay, let's do it for whatever reason, or maybe the wife, who cares? He probably let it happen, let his kids have free will. I don't know, I'm not in that family. Just because you're smart doesn't mean that, and it's, because they're gonna leave this world. No, it's just because if that's what they want to do, and you agree, and you feel like, you're good for it, then you get it done.
So doctors will tell parents, if you don't do this, you're going to lose your kid. Do you want a trans son or one that isn't alive? That's literally what they say. Okay. And
I don't know. I haven't
That's
gone
wrong.
through it, and I highly
it is not
doubt
backed by science. It is
every
not
doctor
backed by
says
data.
that.
And then you have somebody like Charlie saying, well, if the parents agree, go ahead. I mean, the existence of the sheer number of detransitioners disproves Charlie's insanely dangerous rhetoric.
I have not met one. I'm not saying that they don't exist, but I haven't met one. I haven't seen like all YouTube, like with just everyone that want to detransition. There's people that are happy with what their decision. Just because you get a few numbers that do detransition doesn't mean that from a get-go it's gonna be everyone. Again, it's like unless I get statistics that basically everyone that made this decision, they were kids, are detransitioning, and there's a statistic that I can see facts, then I'll be like, all right, well maybe it's true. Regardless, it is between the parents and the kid. It doesn't change that. Like there's no law. There should not be no law against that. So we want freedom in this country, right? This is our freedom. We can't have it both ways. We can't have freedom and at the same time control everything. Because then we're gonna be in this like weird area. Like you want freedom, you get freedom.
The sheer number of people who are suing their doctors and gender clinics disproves Charlie's very dangerous rhetoric.
Sue people.
To
that is a
minimize
way
this down to whether or not somebody
this.
plays sports or whether or not the parents agree is insane.
Doctors and parents should be sued if the kid feels that they got groomed to do it. And basically, it's the same thing with these people are like minors. They got manipulated, so they should be allowed to sue these people. I am not against that. The kid, not the parents. The parents are adults. If they allow themselves to be manipulated, they're fucking adults. You stop sucking your own dick.
That's the path they want to go down. It's like choosing a fucking sport. You can
No, it's not!
What you want to do.
No, it's not!
Again, Nick Merckx is everybody here. Let me play this uninterrupted so Charlie's fans don't have a meltdown and think that I'm misrepresenting what he's saying. He's literally saying having gender-affirming, surgeries or puberty blockers is the same thing as choosing to play tennis or not.
Yeah, he fucked up. Okay. All right, Jeremy, he fucked up. But he didn't have a better fucking, I don't know, like another fucking example to compare. Okay, it is an L. So what? That's just one fucking L.
He and his family, he and she and that family is making that decision for that child's life. If that's the path they want to go down, it's like choosing a fucking sport. You can
it's not!
What you want to do.
No, it's not!
You
can do what you want to do?
No, it's not! You go play
You
sport,
could do
quit,
what you want to
nothing
do,
changes.
yes.
He's 100% right. Nick Merckx is 100%.
Nick Merckx is such a fucking crybaby because he's like screaming like a little fucking bitch. Look, you can't come back from that, right? Okay, that's true. Again, Charlie fucked up. Big L for Charlie. Sorry, Charlie, you took that L on this comparison. But in the end of the day, no L on your opinion. Your opinion is yours, man. It's your fucking opinion. Jeremy, shut the fuck up. You repeated the same shit 100 times, even though I'm repeating the same shit. But I'm repeating because you keep repeating the same shit, so I'm repeating the same fucking answer. Jeremy, shut the fuck up. Back comparison. You fuck up a lot. You compare like stupid shit sometimes, and you get called out. So in the end of the day, be fucking. You're probably older than Charlie, so just be a man. Stop sucking your own dick. Sneeko, he's a dumbass and a Riri, so I'm not gonna even bother even talking about him. And Nick Merck, okay, you don't agree with it. Fine, you don't have to scream like a fucking maniac. Like it is not the same, obviously. So picking a sport is picking a sport. You are not affecting yourself physically. Fine. In the end of the day, that's between the parents and the child. Whatever the fuck they want to do, man.
% right.
It is whatever they want to do.
Charlie is a guy that got popular by having a unique delivery to common sense reactions to everything. Every video he puts out, he speaks from the high road and with hindsight. Okay.
It doesn't matter. Charlie is not a fucking fountain of knowledge. whatever Charlie says doesn't mean it defines everything. Like, because Charlie has this take doesn't mean, okay, well, this is the right thing to do. We should all now, every parent or everyone that watches him, be like, all right, well, yes, we are gonna, if our kid wants to do this, we're gonna. No, like, Charlie is a fucking content creator that just, again, he plays video games and talks shit about goofy shit, laughs about it or gets stressed about it. Same thing with any drama shit. Can he be wrong? He can be wrong. He can be wrong. His take could be wrong. My takes could be wrong. If you're a content creator yourself, your takes could be wrong. Jeremy, you got wrong takes sometimes. Sneeko, oh my god, he's a reader. He always gets every take wrong. I don't know about Nick. But in the end of the day, we are all just humans. We have our own perspective and we feel like whatever we think is the right thing. That's it. So in the end of the day, doesn't mean like just because he reacts in a specific way that is entertaining or whatever to videos and content and whatever his outlook resonate with a lot of people. For the most people, that doesn't mean that everything that Charlie believes in will always resonate with everyone. This might be something that not a lot of people will resonate with. Again, I don't resonate with that, but that doesn't mean that, oh, I'm gonna go after Charlie. In the end of the day, it's his fucking opinion.
This is a guy
and
that
I'm
is
a
not
fucking
a deep
parent.
thinker. He plays video games, and he knows whether or not a YouTuber scamming somebody is a bad thing. It is an echo chamber. It is a hug box. He is not espousing anything controversial. Now, when he gets in an unscripted, by the way, every video he makes is scripted, so he can carefully, craft what he's going to say. Okay. Again, I implore Charlie to have a conversation, not with me.
Jeremy, your shit is probably scripted too. So, okay. I don't think he ever said that what he says is not scripted. Unless he did, then okay, then we could call him out, but okay.
But one of the many popular detransitioners with many followers on Twitter, and hear from them their stories.
Because he had an opinion. Who the fuck cares? Then who told you to transition? Those detransitioners should have not transitioned. No one told them to get manipulated. No one told their parents to get manipulated. Get mad at your parents. Get mad at your doctor. Sue the shit out of them. That's what I will do.
I am not the right person to talk about the journey that detransitioners go through. There are dozens of them, okay, on Twitter. Chloe's one of them. If Charlie wants to reach out, I can put him in contact with a half dozen detransitioners.
He doesn't have to. He doesn't have to fucking do any of that because of his take. His take means shit. Charlie is not fucking Jesus. He may have the hair and he might have the fucking beard. Doesn't mean that he's Jesus. Unless he could walk on water, and then maybe he is Jesus.
The idea that he would say that is the same as a sport is dangerous rhetoric.
It's not dangerous rhetoric. It's an L take. And if it's dangerous rhetoric where people watching him will believe that it is a sport, then they are Riri's. They're Riri's. That's it. That's fucking it. There's no more than that. It ain't that much of a big deal.
Do you believe that somebody can go through hormone therapy? Can they change their gender if they're a child?
I think that's totally fine as long
Gross.
as everyone is consenting.
There you go. It's his opinion. Who cares? Sneeko shouldn't be laughing when he's like the biggest L, man. Sneeko's whole life, when he was born, he was assigned an L right away. That was his gender, L. he doesn't have an M. He doesn't have an F. Or no. He has a fucking L. He was the first L. That was his first gender, L. That's fucking
You think that's totally fine. Again, I hope that Charlie, who has, 10 million subscribers, like, I don't know, I don't use Reddit. I don't know what his community's reaction to this is, but I certainly hope that they're like, yo, what?
If you're watching and you're part of Charlie's community, who cares? Like, just keep watching this video. If you're watching to, like, as Charlie is like this fountain of of knowledge and everything you learn is from Charlie, then you're a fucking Riri. And you should not be watching anyone. Don't, like, even me. Whoever watches me and think like I'm like this fountain of knowledge, I hope not. Like, you're fucked. You're fucked. Because my take will not apply to everyone. It applies to me and my family.
We now
Oh my
know,
God.
okay, by the way, for the people that actually, you know, actually make it this far in the video, okay?
I
This
guess
is
I'm
why you
here
said
already.
it. MoistCritikal gets backlash for misgendering Chris Tyson. This guy is just a normie that espouses normie opinions. That's fine. The most popular content creators on this platform are normies. MoistCritikal enjoys YouTube handpicking his videos and making them #1 in trending.
But you don't have proof that YouTube does it. Like, maybe YouTube does, right? Maybe yes. But in the end of the day, it's like, he does make fire content. Like, Jeremy, your content isn't fire. My content isn't fire. So in the end of the day, we suck our own dicks. You can't get jealous because of that. Like, I don't get jealous because my content isn't paid by YouTube. If my content isn't fire and people are not watching it and it's super engaged and everyone's like watching it like crazy, well, I really want to watch it, then it won't. There's been times when stuff will go viral and the person's a nobody, and that's because their content snapped. Maybe it's a one-time thing, but it did snap. So, but his content doesn't and mine doesn't. So in the end of the day, that's it. Keep doing your own thing. I keep doing my own thing. Everyone keeps doing their own thing. And don't go after Charlie because you're a sore loser. That's how I feel.
Constantly, okay? Why do you think that is?
Because he has fire
Here's Melanie
content.
Mack. Guys, it's totally okay to get a perfectly healthy body part removed if you've had therapy and that's what you want to do. What?
So I'm not sure if he's gonna read it. No, even as an adult, that's obviously not okay or an even remotely sane thing to do. Make common sense again. I mean, great again. Well,
Literally what?
Well, it's their
Once
body,
you're
man.
18, I don't have much to say, okay? But look.
But that's why you have your parents. Like, your parents make decisions too. So if that's the decision, then that's the decision. Again, I'm totally against it. So I don't want to apply that shit with my kids. But that doesn't mean shit. Everyone else, if my neighbor wants to do it, it is their problem, bro. It is their problem. If you want to want to do it, you do it. It is your problem.
Look, Charlie, I implore you. Increasing number of European nations now adopt a more cautious approach to, quote, gender-affirming care among young ones. By the way, it's not gender-affirming care. It's, in my opinion, pseudoscience.
All right, well, that's your opinion. Maybe it is. I don't know. Who cares?
European countries restrict trans healthcare for people who are not old enough to make their decision. Again, why do you think that is? And this is Europe, okay?
Okay, but you can't compare then every country. Then like when he goes and start talking shit about China, for example, and then compare like this country is like stuff that China does and this country doesn't do, because other country might do stuff a little better than we do, for example, and then it's not the same take. I don't have an example, so I'm not gonna elaborate much there. You guys could find the example if you want or whatever. But and what I'm trying to say is like, if all of Europe is like is against it, then there's something that they know or they feel that they should like restrict it. They haven't restricted here, so in the meantime, it is what it is. Remember, we do have freedom. The same as how we have more freedom of speech even than Europe. Because if I'm not mistaken, weren't people getting like in trouble even like in England and stuff like that for posting memes or some shit like that? You guys could correct me, but wasn't that like a big deal, or even in Spain, I think it was. So we can't compare what is convenient, which is what he's doing, right? Like if we want to compare what Europe is doing, then isn't like part of Europe, like isn't Sweden part of Europe and they have like socialism and we don't? And then some people say that it's better, and then shit like that. So you can't compare like that, right? That's what I'm trying to say. The short is that you can't just have the cake and eat it too, or something like that. It's what people say. But at the end of the day, you can't do both things. And he's doing that. So when in this country they decide that, they should wait till they're 18, and they do. In the meantime, they have it, so we will enjoy our freedom where, there's something new, and it doesn't seem like people feel like it's like a threat. Is it fucked up? It is fucked up.
England's health service stops prescribing puberty blockers to people who are not old enough. All of these articles are from this year. There have been several major studies that talk about, that we don't know now anymore, right? We don't know. It has no impact. The big thing was like, this will keep them alive. They're going to stay alive. We now know the data says that is not true, that it does not help them stay alive. Okay. And the lie that was told to their parents will forever destroy those kids' lives and their bodies.
Sue the doctor. Sue the fucking doctor. That's what you do. You sue them. So this doesn't happen in the future.
This is a guy that talks from a high place online who has made countless videos calling Logan Paul a scammer. And then when
But Logan Paul is a fucking scammer. There's a difference. Like, you can't do that. You can't go after Charlie and crucify him, even though he looks like Jesus, and everyone probably want to crucify Jesus again. You can't go after Charlie and crucify him because he had a fucking opinion. Logan fucking did scam people. There was evidence and proof that he scammed the people. And he called out what was proof, what was fucking obvious. He's a scammer. Or whenever he called out Chris Tyson or Dr. Disrespect. There's evidence that they did bad stuff and they're not good people. But just because he's calling out bad people, but he has a bad fucking take, a bad opinion that not everyone resonate with, doesn't make him a bad person. That's fucking Riri.
When he sees Logan Paul in real life, this is how he reacts.
What's up, bro? Hey, nice how are you, dude? I like your videos, dude. I appreciate it. I know you've talked some shit, but
Everybody hates Logan Paul. Is everyone around Logan just a fucking idiot?
Take it personally, man.
I don't.
Okay,
I don't.
thank God.
I understand him.
Thank God, he said. Daps him up.
And also, Prime's pretty fire.
Thanks.
Oh, I love your drink. That's what
So? Oh God, who cares? I spoke shit about Irate Gamer because he was calling all the fucking gamers pedos. And if I met the dude, I wouldn't go there and punch him in his face. I'll just be like, hey man, if he says like, hey, you talk shit about me, I'm like, yes, I did. I don't agree with what your statement or your claim. That's pretty Riri. But in the end of the day, I'm not gonna go and beat him up for it or act tough or act like fucking stupid about it. He's chill. He just because someone's a scammer and he calls him out doesn't make them enemies. So Jeremy, no offense, but shut the fuck up.
What he says behind when he doesn't think anybody's watching and he talks to these people that he criticizes from his high horse, in real life he daps them up and says, "Oh, I actually love your product and I'm glad you're not mad at me."
Maybe. Well, I tried Prime. It wasn't that good. At least the thing is a powder that you put in the water. I tried the one that ice cream that has red, white, and blue. I forgot what the fuck is that pop. They gave it at Sam's. You know how in Sam's, I'm not sure if those that don't go to Sam's, but for those that goes to Sam know what I'm gonna talk about right now. Is that they have like a demo machine, and you basically swipe, not swipe, but you scan your card or your phone. And then it gives you like one demo, and they gave me one for Prime, and I tried it. It was so disgusting. But maybe that flavor wasn't good or whatever. I didn't enjoy it. But hey, if he enjoys Prime, he enjoys Prime. Like, come on, man.
Are you joking? Over 10 million subscribers, and this is your hero? Okay. Again.
You should never look up to any content creator as your hero. That's Riri. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on. The only kids will fall for something like that until they grow up. So, Jeremy, are you trying to talk to little kids? Because your content is not for little kids. Get the fuck out of here with that, man.
Charlie, I implore you to talk to literally any detransitioner, okay? There are dozens I can put you in contact with.
He doesn't need to.
And when Charlie responds to this, and he likely will, he'll say something like, oh, if he chooses to make a video and he addresses this video, he'll say, oh, Jeremy once said, and there we have it, yikes. And one time, I went I did some deep diving and I found that, 7 years ago, he'll focus on obfuscating and whataboutism, and he won't address that he made an extraordinarily dangerous comment to an extraordinarily...
Because that's the thing, Jeremy. You're not perfect. You have taken L's and you have done things that have basically won you those L, and you should be proud of them. We all fuck up. We all get L's. None of us is perfect like Jesus. So in the end of the day, you should shut the fuck up, because unless it comes out that Charlie is a degenerate in a sense that he is trying to talk to minors, so he does something really, really, really bad, like freaking murder someone, then okay. Like, I'll get it. But you can't go after Charlie for a fucking opinion. That's very sad, man. You are, over 40 in my opinion, and I don't know, everyone looks older, and you're just going after him because he shit on you once, and you're trying to shit on him now, and just join the obviously get views too, obviously. But it's like you're sad, man. And if you met Charlie in person, I highly doubt you're not gonna at least shake his hand, because you, in the end of the day, you should be an adult and know that what you're doing is for content and is entertainment, and that's it. You don't have no real beef with him personally. So if you want to, compare the same thing with him and Logan, I want to see you whenever you meet someone that you don't you dislike, to just go in and just go guerrilla mode and start punching them. You wouldn't do that. Not only that, you would probably have fucking a wrecker.
Impressionable young audience, which is who watches his content. Okay, and the fact that he thinks,
hey, he called me young though. All right, yeah, I'm a 15-year-old. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh shit, I hope I don't get groomed.
Having these type of... all I ask for you, Charlie, is to look up how they do the surgery. Look how they make somebody who has an innie have an outie. Just look it up.
He doesn't have to, though. You're the one who's sitting there watching that shit for some reason. No one needs to. Like, if you're not interested, why will you?
Look at some of the pictures and tell me you think that that's no big deal. That's the same as picking up badminton and quitting after 6 months. These people are forever permanently damaged by this, and they are already in a fragile mental situation.
That's their decision.
Obviously,
though.
I believe that, gender dysphoria is real, just like body dysmorphia, but I also believe that the situation. Obviously,
So I want to just put a comment here. I like how he's Sneeko is like calling Charlie a cuck, but then he is a cuck. Like, he actually went through the whole thing. He didn't enjoy it. So in the end of the day, like, Sneeko should shut the fuck. Like, again, Sneeko was born and his gender was an L. That's it. He was the first L that ever existed.
I believe that, gender dysphoria is real, just like body dysmorphia. Man. But I also believe that the number of people that claim to be suffering from it is overinflated, because it has become a social contagion that is pushed by the clout that it receives.
Yeah, that happens. Every generation has their own thing that becomes like the clout at the time. People used to smoke cigarettes and they thought it was good. Then it came out that it was bad. That's just one example. And like the most, that people my age will still remember. And obviously the newer generation will probably never know, because most people don't smoke cigarettes anymore. But even movies and everything had people smoking cigarettes, and it was looked upon as being cool, being a tough guy. And it was damaging. If you made the decision to smoke a cigarette, and a lot of people started as teenagers and kids, if you made that decision to start smoking cigarette, then eventually in your life, you may end up with, I know lung cancer, but I think also throat cancer and shit like that. You end up with lots of other issues that will kill you. And and it was nothing like cutting your pee-pee or anything, but it just smoking a cigarette. And then there's also came out the study for the secondhand smoke, which also, like, even though you weren't smoking, but because you're around these people that were smoking, then you also will end up with serious conditions in the future. So in the end of the day, that's how it is. Whatever, is the clout at the time, it's the clout, and people go for it. And people that probably didn't want to smoke cigarettes at that point, but because they want to be cool and whatnot, they were smoking. Thank God the internet didn't exist back then, because it would be like everyone would have lung cancer today. But the point is, I'm trying to make is like, you guys get what I'm saying. Like, if it's the clout, obviously everyone's gonna go after. A lot of people are clout chasers, and whatever they see in the movie, they mimic, or in TV, or in today the day and age in TikTok. So, Jeremy acts like he's oblivious. Like, this is something fucking new that never happened in fucking any lifetime. Like, come on, man. Just go and think of a cigarette.
The literal, real life plot armor it provides to people like Chris Tyson. Okay? The percentage of people that identify in this group is probably 100 times the number of people that are really gender dysmorphic. And it's people like Charlie, and it's people like Mr. Beast presenting this and doing their best to normalize it and even reward it like the world did with Dylan Mulvaney, that creates this situation.
Well, no. Like, he's not... Charlie is not normalizing anything. Nor Mr. Beast is normalizing anything. Mr. Beast was supporting his fucking friend. That... eventually came back to bite him. He was supporting his friend, right? His friend decided to, change, and he supported him. What is he gonna do? Just kill the guy? Like, you can't do that, right? And then, Charlie, on the other hand, he just has an opinion. You can't go after Charlie for his opinion. That's fucked up. That's fucked up, especially a guy that is always talking about politics and shit like that, and has bad takes too. So in the end of the day, it's like, no one's trying to normalize it. The people who are trying to normalize it are not them. It's the other crazier people that are trying to normalize it, and then the government. But that's where parents need to do their job and raise their kids. If you're not a good parent and your kids don't have who to look up to and who to learn the foundation of life, then they will end up being wrapped around or grabbed by the wave of whatever is the clout at that moment, right? So that's what happens, and that happens every time.
Where we have an unending social contagion where more and more people are going to do this. They're going to, remove parts of their bodies, and they're going to be like, well, Charlie said that's not a big deal. It is a big deal, dude. And I implore you to get educated before you tell your 10 million followers that it's like, quitting football. That's insane.
So, all right. Well, that's the end of that. I'll probably review his backlash video, and I'll probably review Charlie's statement. I'll probably do that. I'll probably go into that. And I'm not sure if anyone knew, like, if Asman does a video on it, I will review it for sure. I love Asman. I love his take. I want to see his take. But guys, what he just said at the end too is like, oh, because Charlie said, no, man, he did not. If you tell me that Charlie comes up and goes to the fan, he looks at you guys, look at the camera and be like, hey guys, if you guys feel like you want to change your stuff and cut stuff off and whatever and do whatever, and your parents agrees, and then you guys all agrees and go for it, and he's the one promoting and he's the one telling his fans, then that's a different story, right? He didn't do that. He expressed his opinion. That's his opinion. His fans, if they're kids, I doubt they're gonna even be paying attention to whatever he's saying like that heavily. Maybe a few may, but if they're kids and their parents are not raising them properly, and they right away heard Charlie says that, and then right away that's where that was their point in time that that changed their whole identity, then the Irish, obviously they're fragile already to begin with because they don't even know who they are, right? And if it's like a 5-6 year old, I highly doubt they're gonna even fucking know what Charlie is talking about. But in the end of the day, Charlie is not promoting anything. He's expressing his opinion. There's nothing wrong with him expressing his opinion. If it's an opinion that maybe I don't agree with or anyone doesn't, that's fine. His fans, if you're watching and you're a fan of Charlie, don't go after the dude. I hope you don't, because that's his opinion. The same way you have your own opinion, respect his. And the same way I don't agree with his opinion, I respect his opinion. I will continue watching him. I will continue, supporting him by just watching because I don't send money. But in the end of the day, I would continue supporting him. Unless he, again, comes out that he's like a totally really bad person. Then that's a different story. Then you could probably, not like him anymore. But he has not come out as a really bad person like that for anyone to go after him and crucify the dude. All right? Again, his take that he compared it to a sport is an L, and I get that, but that's the only L Charlie has there. Anyway, I'm going to leave it here. I don't know what you guys think. And I honestly think it's sad that nowadays if you have an opinion, you're gonna get hit by these rereads and whatnot. Again, there's nothing wrong with Jeremy making a video about it, right? Because I said this myself. If you make a video and you post it online, and people could shit on you if they disagree with it. I've done it myself, right? So I'm not against Jeremy making a video and disagreeing. What I am doing is I'm shitting on Jeremy too, because he's a fucking Riri. So in the end of the day, same way, he could shit on Charlie, I could shit on him, and other people could shit on him, right? To me, this is an L take on Jeremy. He blew this way out of proportion and trying to have Charlie to contact any of the detransitioner. That Charlie doesn't have to. He's not a fucking doctor. He's not a journalist. He's not a politician. He's not nothing. Like, he is like, there's no reason for him to do that, right? He had an opinion, and that's his opinion. Whether contacting one of them will change his opinion or not, that's for Charlie to decide on his own if he wants to go through it, investigate, and figure out if he wants to change his opinion. But in the end of the day, that's his opinion. He doesn't have to do any of that. So Jeremy could keep imploring whatever the fuck he wants. In the end of the day, he's a fucking idiot. Anyway, like, subscribe, leave comments. You know what it is. And see you guys in the next one. Love you guys. Super Sing Gang. We're out.